Welcome to the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show, live on WBON-TV Channel 9 and on Sports Radio 103.5, V99.3, and Y92.5. Support your favorite local teams and enjoy the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Also brought to you by Bishop's Small Engine Repair, Nuevo Vallarta, and the Law Office of Patrick O'Neill. Now let's go live to your host, Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, and Garrett Stearns.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Samantha Burford, Garrett Stearns, Michael Watkins here with you. And it's Samantha's last show. She had a huge bet on Golden. Who won the thing? What do we say?
Golden Tempo.
How do you, the biggest sporting event of all the weekends?
I just don't. I'm not a fan.
Other than your
Is it
Super Bowl.
un-Kentuckian of me to not like the Kentucky Derby?
It's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What else were you doing in 2 minutes?
I don't even remember. I could get a lot done in 2 minutes.
It was a good derby,
brush
too.
My teeth. I could
Instead
play
of watching
2K.
the
I don't know.
150-second run for the Roses.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not. Is it okay? Here's the thing about the day. It's a big deal. Obviously, it brings a lot of money into the state. There's a lot of big people, big names there.
Big hats.
Gage, pull it up. Pull it up, Gage. Let's show off the big hats.
If people only knew what
Look
we
at
did
it.
before we start the show.
Oh, hang on, we got to fix this. Blurred out a little bit. It might be. I actually like it better like this.
You like it blurry.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, I mean, look at you.
Okay, so it starts off with the dress. That's what I was explaining to you earlier. You get the dress, and then I found the hat. We went to the Louisiana Derby. That was probably one of those Mondays I had to take off.
Probably, yeah. One of the 93 during the
We
year.
went to the Louisiana Derby. And actually, the person that won the Louisiana Derby was Bella Ballerina, and she was supposed to run in the Oaks. And scratched before, a few days before.
My biggest question about this is, did you pick John's outfit out?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope, but now he's got on I don't know if you can see it, like a vest.
Oh, like
because
it
was chilly.
3/4 zip. Yeah,
it was chilly on Friday.
So, okay, back to the
We
Derby,
went
though.
Friday,
Golden
yeah.
Tempo wins.
Yes.
And then the next one is the Preakness, right? And then the Breeders'
And
Cup.
then the
Belmont.
Belmont. Okay. The Breeders' Cup
which
is something
I think the
different,
Belmont's
though, right?
the one that's longer.
Yes, the Preakness is shorter than Derby. Belmont's longer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm just, I'm
we're
not
teaching him about horse racing.
How
I mean,
does he
I've
not
watched
know?
it before, and here, I mean, I like the commentators doing the play-by-play and I've seen the videos, and it was very cool to come from behind like that. It's just, I wasn't sitting down watching it, per se.
And do
I'll be
you
honest with
even
you, I
know
don't
the historic happening of what happened
It was
on
the
that
first
day?
female trainer.
There you
yeah,
go.
I know that.
You
yeah,
did
yeah.
know
I
that.
do watch Sports Center, so I do watch that. And I have a phone. It's all on my phone now. But, yeah, I'm just...
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't watch
pretty
the Derby.
exciting.
Yeah.
It was an exciting Derby. And we didn't go to the Derby. We went to the Oaks. So that
Yes,
picture
yeah.
was from the Oaks. I did draw the winning, we had a cup, you draw out,
And you won
put in-
$40.
I won $40.
There you go.
So Garrett and I are ready for... You probably spent that this weekend, didn't you? At the Oaks.
If I have to buy you something, then yes, I've already spent it.
man.
Okay. What is
You're
the...
wanting dinner.
All right, let me
aren't
ask you a question. What is the best part about the Derby? Is it just the camaraderie? There was a big group of you all that went. That seemed like it was
Yes,
pretty fun.
yes.
But these are the same. Let me ask you a question.
We
Because
had girls in one van, girls in one, boys in one.
so you all,
different
So
vans.
you weren't even with John?
Not until we...
Got
Yeah,
back
we
there?
didn't even sit together.
I don't know. No wonder he had such a good time then.
Well, I've never gotten to go myself, but I think getting all dressed up
Yeah.
and going out
Yeah.
and just being there is kind of part
You know,
of it.
I feel like this year I saw more people that I knew going than I have in previous years.
Your
And it's got to be expensive,
Your ticket
right?
well, it is, but your ticket includes all the food, all the drinks. They
Okay.
have the mint juleps, they have the twin spire drink,
Yeah.
they have the lily, which
Yeah,
is
the mint lily, right? Is that what it's called?
no, it's not a mint
just,
lily.
Okay,
it's
just
just
a lily.
the lily drink, which is
Okay.
during the Oaks.
Okay.
So
okay.
because the Oaks is all fillies that are running.
Okay.
It's you wear pink because it is dedicated to women that have had breast cancer, survivors, and
Okay.
people in recovery.
So, did you stay in Louisville for the Derby, or did you come back? Were
We
you back home?
came back.
Okay.
And
all right.
this year the Oaks was not until 8:40 in the evening. It was late.
It was later. I feel like
And it
it's
was-
usually not that
Was-
late.
A little
No,
cold
no,
over the
no.
weekend,
Usually
too.
it's 6:30,
Yeah.
the same time as the
The Derby,
Derby. It
right,
was
yeah.
about 7. Yeah. So, but watching it, I don't know if you didn't watch it. Watching the actual
Just turn your
Derby,
back to me.
yeah, not
Come over here with
not
the
the
elbow
Oaks,
drop.
but the Derby, the horse the big gray horse, the white, what was it called? Great White.
Oh yes.
That
No.
Flipped over.
flipped over,
Yeah.
knocked his jockey off, and then
Had a
That was during the Derby?
rolled.
Last second scratch.
Oh, okay.
Last second scratch right before they go into
So
the
did
gate.
they replace it?
No, it was just
Okay.
done.
No.
You're just out of
Wow.
luck.
And you're sitting there going, that horse is rolling around. You're hoping the jockey's okay. And you're like, is that horse going to run? Like, is it okay to run? Like, I don't think there are millions of dollars
Yeah.
on the line.
No, that's true.
And wasn't it? So I think I saw a note that every horse that was racing this weekend was a bloodline of Secretariat, right?
One of the
Or
horses,
Wow.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you're right. One of
Yeah.
the, I don't know if it's Secretariat.
Yeah, we
but-
maybe should have
right.
had that in front of me before I just kind of blasted that
You
out
just-
there. But
You
hey,
just
listen,
gave out kudos.
we got a
to
big show for us
Secretariat.
today. We've got Turner Buttry from EKU basketball going to talk about his career in the maroon and white and look ahead to bright things that might even include some golf, apparently, according to Turner. So we'll talk to him about that. Plus, we've got Coach William Blair and some of the Madison Central football players coming over, wrapping up spring football. We'll talk to them. And Tim Kirk was unable to come over today, but we do have an interview with him about Madison Southern football as well. So it is a big show. Derby came and went. We did have some baseball and softball games last week. Going to try to get in a couple of this week, but there is a lot of rain in the forecast the next couple of days. But it's that time of year where school's winding down. EKU, you're out this week, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's our last week.
It's their last week. Oh, you go there too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah, so-
Everybody knows him. So
I
it's all good.
forget you're not. I forget you're a student still, man. Like we've been hanging out with Garrett a lot, but I do miss those days. I feel like when I was in school, we didn't get out till late May. Y'all got like a 2 or 3 week.
We get out
head
earlier.
start.
I think this year we get out a week earlier than we normally.
I
I know,
do.
and you
So,
started later,
Yeah.
like
I think
compared
the
to UK.
semester's a week shorter. I think.
Yeah.
for
They're just
what's normally
cramming
been.
more knowledge into you in a shorter amount
Yeah.
of time now.
Sure.
So, but it has been a busy couple of weeks. You know, we had Suits for Seniors last week. We've had
That was a lot of
Yeah, a
fun.
lot of fun. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before.
Yeah.
And just seeing all of the things with the weather changing. Hopefully we're headed to warmer weather. It was cold over the weekend.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
50s.
The Oaks was cold, and the Derby was. I wasn't
real
there, but
chilly
I
Saturday.
mean, I was outside. But it was.
Yeah, I was
very
outside
chilly.
pretty much all weekend, and I had
Yeah.
long sleeves on, and so it's.
Yeah, I took a coat. We took a coat and blanket. I had gloves because we knew by the time 8:30 rolled around,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
gonna
going to
be-
be chilly.
Well, let's take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Turner Buttry. We'll talk about some EKU basketball, his time in playing for the Colonels, and look ahead to what's next for him. And we'll have a lot more coming up later on in the show as well. So don't go anywhere. We're coming right back on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Need agility? The Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power? The Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills, when you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Welcome back into the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Michael Watkins, Samantha Burford, Garrett Stearns. Glad to have you along here with us. And we've got Turner Buttry, somebody we've talked to plenty of times on the sports show over the years. And Turner, man, congratulations, first of all, on a great college career at EKU. It seems like it was just yesterday you kind of won Mr. Basketball, ended up playing at EKU. When you look back on your time at Eastern, talk about the emotions that come with that and all the fun that you had. You had some really good teams, had some disappointing teams as well. But all in all, I felt like it was a great career there for you.
Yeah, and, I think that the best thing, one of the best things that stands out to me is just all of the people that, that I've been able to create lifelong relationships with. When you think of, like, Michael Moreno and Cooper Robb and Isaiah Cozart, and then my roommate Jackson Holt, who I've got the room with for 4 years, you look around the country and there's not many guys that could say that they've roomed with the same person for 4 years now with the portal. So I think that's my favorite thing that I've been able to have is those lifelong relationships. And my freshman and sophomore year, we had the same team for 2 straight years. So I made a lot of lifelong relationships and stuff like that. And, I don't want to let, just this season, which was the first losing season I've ever had, it was hard in the game of basketball. But that didn't define my legacy or what Coach Hamilton is building. They'll bounce right back.
You guys want to hop in? Samantha, you look like you're just admiring Turner in history. He's not shooting the ball right now. If he was, I could say admire. You got the prettiest shot you could ever see.
It absolutely is. And, you set some records at EKU. Talk to us about that because, that's one for the record books. I don't know if you're hoping somebody will be out there and can break your record or if you're like, no, I want to hold on to that.
Yeah, I think that I think the free throw record was 29, and I got to 57.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
But when I had made I think it was 26 in a row going into my junior year Stetson game. Our announcer and stat guy, Greg Stottlemyre, he was telling me oh man, you're 3 away, and it was more nervous getting there. But after I broke it, it was okay. And the rest of the 27 was the 27 after that.
Yeah. Was
kind of, less pressure. I was okay, I did it.
Yeah.
You essentially broke the record twice, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just, it displays all those hours I put in the gym and how many free throws that I've shot. And, every time that me and my dad are in the gym, in the summers, between every drill, I'll make 5 in a row. And then at the end, I have to make 2 in a row of different things. Last 2, you got to swish and, just all these different things. I shoot so many free throws daily. And it was just a testament to hard work.
I was going to ask you, when you finally did miss one, who was more disappointed, you or Dad?
Maybe my dad. As soon as I missed it, you can hear Stotts on the mic. And, I just looked up at my dad and laughed. Because that's one thing that he's always harped on is a guy that's my size and everything. When you get in the lane, you got to use fakes and get people to foul you, and then you always got to convert. So yeah, but he was really proud of me.
See, I find it amazing because especially at the end of the game, you're tired, you're sweaty, your hand, and it's you're stepping up to that line and you're like, did you ever think I got to make this? I got to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, so one thing about me is you'll never see me using a towel to dry my hands.
You don't.
I always I feel I'm kind of a guy that when the ball gets a little wet, I like it. Not a ton, but a little bit. I've just never used a towel in my workouts. I never use a towel. I just whatever my hands are at that point, I try to feel whatever I'm feeling and shoot it. But yeah, there are some times where making it and getting it to a 2-possession game at the end of the game was more important than my record, which, kind of put even more pressure on me. But there were definitely some free throws that I was I got to make this one. I I remember our junior year when I started getting up there to the record, I was going to the line and we were up 2 against Austin P with like 3 seconds left. And I was like, I got to make both of these and the game's over. Just, little stuff like that.
A little bit of stress.
Yeah. Well, turn to talk more about playing, as a smaller guard, because the A-Sun's got athletes all around.
Yeah. I feel like I've been counted out my whole life. Going through high school, all I heard from college coaches was that I was too small and not athletic enough and stuff. And, Coach Hamilton, he took a chance on me. I ended up proving a lot of people wrong. And, there's just a lot of stuff that I'm not necessarily blessed with. I'm blessed in other areas. I'm extremely blessed. But, the height and the athleticism and stuff like that. So there was a lot more details to the game that I had to, learn and stuff. Like when you get in the paint, you got to play off 2 feet so you can make good decisions. And I'm never going to just go off 1 foot and go up and dunk it on somebody, Right. So just a lot of different tricks that I had to use and fakes and stuff like that so I can play at my size and obviously get my shot off quicker too. I had to really work on having a quick release and stuff like that, get my threes off against bigger defenders.
Well, you said that you just got done playing golf. Is that what you're on the way over here?
Yeah.
And that Jackson has kind of gotten you out on the golf course. Compare some of the other things. Like, what are you doing now that basketball's over with? Are you still in the gym a lot, or kind of have you picked up some new hobbies?
Our team from this year, we still get together a few times and play pickup every now and then. Grayson Burton from Madison Central, which I think he's going to Corbin now.
His dad just took the Corbin job.
His dad just got the job. He's played with us a few times too. I try to stay in shape a little bit. Jackson's been getting me out on the golf course. When my papa, when he was alive, everybody used to know him around here as golfing every day. And he had 2 sets of clubs, and I got his backup club. My dad got the nice ones.
So you got the backup.
As he should.
He should for sure. For sure. Jackson just got me out there trying to teach me, trying to fix my slice. Every time I hit it, it slices right now. So trying to get it straight.
Yeah, that's how mine would be too. It's just. And
all over the place.
Here's the thing: I can't shoot either.
But
that's why you take lessons.
Okay.
Practice, just like with
basketball. Have you done that? Have you taken lessons
in what?
In golf, or you just out there doing anything? Okay.
Just now started. I had played just one time ever in my life, like a full 9 holes. Me and Jackson just been going over Gibson Bay and hitting on the driving range, playing that little par 3 course.
Yeah, that's a great way to start.
It is. But yeah, and
who taught you how to hold the club and all that?
Yeah, my papa and my dad when he was alive and stuff, he would teach me little things, but I was always doing basketball and travel baseball and stuff, and nowadays I just want to find something. I can't just sit around. I got to be doing something because I'll feel like I'm being lazy or not doing anything. So I got to be doing something.
Well, to that point, what is next for you? With school wrapping up now, and you're from here, but you got ties to Bowling Green area. Obviously, that's where you finished your high school career. So, are you going back there? Are you sticking around Madison County? What's the plan next for Turner Buttry?
So I've got a few things that I'll be coming to a decision in the next week and a half, 2 weeks max. That I'll be announcing what I'm doing. Okay. But I've got a couple different options, and I'm gonna make a decision here soon. But I'm gonna get into coaching.
Okay.
Somewhere, and I'm gonna take the college route. So gonna be a GA somewhere. Just gotta weigh a few more options of where. But it's nothing too far. I do want to stay close for a little bit at least, just to get my feet under me.
I know a lot of times I know Isaiah's had a good career playing overseas. There's been some other guys as well, but you look at Michael, he's still in the area. Do you still talk to guys like that? I mean, did you want to try to go overseas and play? I mean, I know when you are a gym rat like yourself, it's hard to just flip that switch off.
And stop.
Oh yeah, it is. And I talked to Isaiah. I talked to Cooper Robb. Both went overseas, and I also talked to Mike about he didn't.
Good transition into not playing anymore.
Yeah. And so I talked a lot about it with everyone, and I talked with my agent, and that was something that I could have done. I had opportunities, but part of it was going to be to play a year or two. just because, my body's pretty worn down. I've had to work really hard at this game. And I was just going to play it for about a year or two and use it for my resume to get into coaching and maybe a sports agency or something like that. And there are some opportunities in front of me right now that, I don't know if they'll be there later. So I'm kind of got to jump on those. But yeah, it's hard, especially when this is all I've done. And, every year after the season ends, I'm taking 7 to 10 days off, and then it's right back to it with Sundays off the rest of the 11 months. So it's all I've done. But I think that what's helped me is realizing that, growing up, this basketball was just my full identity, and that was what that was my foundation. But as I've gotten older and gotten into college, and college was the first time where I really early on struggled with basketball because I wasn't getting on the floor as much as a freshman. And, I ended up just having to put my identity in Jesus and realize that my foundation needs to be on him. And, my value is as a child of God and not as Turner Buttry, Mr. Basketball. And I think that that's really helped me just with, take weight off my shoulders.
Well, when you look at some of the guys that you've played with, and we've talked about a few of them, Coach Hamilton had a really good, and he's had a really good, recruits that have came in and played the point guard position. I know George just signed with Auburn, and that's the same thing Wendell did. When you look at some of the guys you played with, who was the one that you just knew going into practice every single day that it was going to be a hard day? Would that be guarding you guarding them like that? Who was the guy that you just loved going to battle against in practice?
Some of my favorite battles were with, I would say me, Tayshaun, and Leland.
Okay, yeah. Were they the same class?
Yeah,
as you?
Same class.
Okay.
We all came in together, and we just used to go at it like. It would be, we all three were never on the same team in practice. It'd be split up 2-1, and whoever that 2-1 the other day, we'd go at the other one. And we were all roommates my freshman year. It was us three in Jackson. We all lived in Martin Hall. So we were real close, and we would always just go at each other. And we knew that at the end of the day, it was nothing but love. But, we were going at each other's throats during practice. But, George was another one that, we just went at each other every day. And, as they say, iron sharpens iron. And so, it's, the amount of guard talent that we've had here has really helped propel me too. So, yeah, it's been great.
Quick question. So, watching you over the years, especially going to the games at EKU, you are one of the ones that really like to talk to the officials.
Yeah.
You are a good talker.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you can tell us that maybe you said that you remember that's funny? Because you really would lay it on them.
No, I just
because I'm sure there's some funny things that you've said.
Yeah, there is. I'd have to sit down and think about it a little bit. But I know that one of the things that sometimes I would say to them was just like, I would sometimes just be like, man, it is amazing how when we go on the road, the home team always gets the calls, but then when we come back home, the road team always gets the calls. And it's just
you're like, how's that fair?
Yeah. But
a lot more aggressive, I'm sure, in your vocals and your expressions.
Yeah, but it was just something that I like to do. I like to play the game within the game with the refs and the other team, and I like to do all that stuff. I try to find, like I was talking about earlier, find any advantage that I can.
Yeah.
And it's never anything personal with the officials or the other team, and I just like to play the game within the games.
Yeah. Did they ever come back at you and go, man, you said that last time I was there?
Probably have. Some of this year, some of them would take a little slick shot in the captain's circle before the game. They'd be like, all right, this game, we're not doing any of that. If there's anyone on your all's team that talks to the officials, just tell them to calm down. I'm like, dude, I know you're talking about me. just say
my name. Right?
Just look at me.
What's the Twitter thing used to be at me or whatever.
Yeah,
essentially just saying that.
Just say you're talking to me, man.
Right. Just look right at me, dude.
Yeah.
Turner, as you're leaving EKU, do you have like one memory that was like your favorite from your time with the Colonels?
Obviously I would say winning the regular season my sophomore year, but I'm trying to think of maybe like a funny one or something. I'll share this. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this or not, but
it's gonna be good then.
What I was a freshman, and, you know, we work on this thing at practice every day called one mores. You know, when you get in, a defender comes to you and you got a guy wide open right here, you throw it as a one more. And, you know, we're playing North Alabama at home, and we lost on senior day, which we played them the week later my freshman year. We beat them by like 40 in the first round of the A-Sun tournament. But that game we had lost on senior day, and I was in the corner, and Cooper Rovick caught it, and he didn't pass it. And, you know, I didn't yell one more. And so in film the next day, you know, coach is like, that's why you yell one more. And that was like the first time I'd really like gotten, that was when I started to play. That was when I really had gotten like ripped for the first time, and he broke a TV. Okay. And it was just like, you know, my kind of like welcome to EKU. And, you know, in that moment as a freshman, you know, it kind of shook me like, oh gosh. But then like, I you know, I look back and you know, that was nothing but, you know, out of love, you know, and he,
of course.
you know, he loved me, and he poured everything that he had into me. Yeah. But that was just something funny that I always remember. Yeah. It's kind of like my, you know, welcome to being coached by AWM.
I love it.
Well, and I think
you remember too, right? You're going to yell one more from now on.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like, you know, that's how he did things. You know, when he would tell you something like that and do it in that way, you never messed up.
You can make sure you don't forget it.
Well, listen, and TVs now, I mean, they're half the price they used to be. So it's okay to do that. Well, maybe not okay, but it's different now than it was 15 years ago.
We're not saying do that by any means. Are you superstitious at all? Like, did you do something before every game?
I kind of had the same shooting routine and warm-ups. You know, I had a little shooting routine. But I did get to the point where, obviously, I would wash them. But I would wear the same socks every game until I didn't play well.
He didn't wash them. He's just
I did. I'd put them on my laundry loop after each game. Our managers would wash them. But, I'd have the same pair of socks. If I played bad, then I'd switch them. Then I'd wear those same ones so I had another bad game. And then, you know, it was always my sock.
I did that same thing, but I had to change socks every game because I always played bad. So it's different. It's different when you do that. All right, so before we let you go, let's talk about how folks can keep up with you. I know Twitter and things like that, you know, because you said you were going to have some announcements maybe coming up here in the near future. So where can folks go to keep up with that and stay in touch with Turner Buttry?
Oh, yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that is just my name. Okay. You know, nothing fancy that I have. It's just my name.
There you go.
Well, we'll make sure that we're following him the next 2 weeks so that we can, because we want to share whatever you're doing.
Yeah. So
well, good luck, my man. We appreciate you coming over, and always fun to watch you. And listen, let us know when the pickup games are. Me and Garrett will come out there. I haven't dunked on somebody in about 37 years, so I'm due. I'm due for one.
Sometimes we're struggling to get 10.
Okay.
So.
Hey, all right. I'll start stretching now, so just let me know if it's a couple of weeks away. I should be ready to go.
Okay. Are you going to say the same thing to our next guest? You're not going to say
No,
that.
these guys hit a little bit harder. Turner hits hard, too. And here's the thing, too. I like talking trash. Turner would talk. I would probably cry if he talked trash to me. That's just how it would be. But we'll step aside and come back. We've got the Madison Central football team. Got Coach Blair and a couple of guys on. When we come back, so don't go anywhere, folks. We're live here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
Thanks.
You know what they say? Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Need agility? The Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power? The Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Cub Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
We're back here on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. It is officially spring, and we've done past the Derby and the Oaks and all this stuff.
Right.
And football season is right around the corner now. We've got Coach William Blair and some of the Madison Central football players. And, Coach, we'll start with you. Spring ball wrapped up, and you guys obviously very busy during that time. Talk about just how the spring went and kind of what you saw from your guys as you all went through spring practice. Pull that up there for us again.
On Thursday, and it's to finish up. But for us, the coaches, it's to get some of the younger guys out that have had a good year in the weight room.
Yep.
Get the older guys out to kind of show them how to practice so that we're hitting the ground in June and July, going full speed, not having to worry about picking the tempo of practice up. They understand how to practice, and that's our goal. It's one of those get in there, see where we're at, evaluate those young guys, and see where our older guys are at, and stay healthy. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Get through spring ball and staying healthy, and we're doing that. There's going to be some new guys going out there. For example, Carson's got to get a new center, and so he's taking snaps from 3 or 4 different guys. And well, how'd that feel? He goes, he snaps it way too different. Landon Muncie, you have the same center for 2 years, and Landon Muncie's one of the best.
Yeah.
And
hard to replace.
And Carson's got to find it. That's his. He's at the end of the day, it's like, Coach, he's doing the best. So he'll have a lot to say about who starts center.
And that's you had a big overhaul in Camdenburg too. There's a lot of guys in that offensive line rotation that you lost.
Yeah, huge group, huge class. They're all moving on and continue playing ball. That's some of the voids we've got to fill up. And spring practice that lets us get an idea of where we need to start and how far along are those guys and what do we need to add, and that helps us with our practice plans throughout June and July.
Okay. You guys got anything?
Yeah, well, Coach, I just asked, talk about the excitement for this next season, because this will be your 4th year, correct?
Yep.
As the head coach. So talk about this kind of group of seniors and what it's like, because you've obviously had them all 4 years now.
This group was able to be behind 2 really good groups with Sam Farmer and Bryant Matthews in that group, as far as switching over the offense. And those guys set a standard of practicing hard and how things are done. And so their job is to keep the standard or raise it up. And they're hitting all those points. So I'm excited about that. We've broken a lot of records in the weight room.
Okay.
I think he owns Snell owns 3/4 of the records in the weight room right now. But this is like the first group to go through 4 full seasons. They're 8th graders, freshman, sophomore, and junior. We've got more tan shirts. We've got, we have a system where we do points.
Okay.
So this is, one of the best groups we had. Not the highest, but just consistent across the board. And, that's what Coach Chapman does such a great job with. And that's what I'm excited about this group is they've shown the consistency. They've shown the standard. And let's see what they're going to raise the bar up even more. That's what I'm excited about.
Pass that mic over to Carson, because I want to ask him a question. Does Will ever smile? Oh, we got him too. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure we could get one out of him. But now you could tell it's good to have a guy like this around, right?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Will's probably been one of my most trusted friends throughout my entire life. You can trust Will with anything, inside or outside of football. If you just need somebody to talk to, Will's always there, and it really helps out on the football field. We have a really strong brotherhood, and that's something you don't see a lot of places.
Well, Coach was talking about.
Hold on. Well, I want to make sure we know what positions they play, but we got to make sure that our viewers don't. So, Carson, you can tell everybody you're the quarterback, and
hang
we'll
on a
make
second.
sure.
Is there going to be 2 positions this year? Okay. That's just we thought
that's
so, but we
news.
just wanted to make sure.
That's news.
I'm gonna play quarterback and safety.
We'll play running back.
I'm playing left tackle and defensive line.
Okay, so we got Will Snell here, Corinthian Barnes, and Carson Herbst. There
right,
because
we assume that everybody knows who you guys are, but not everybody watching does. So
yeah, but Coach talked about the big shift in the center position, and obviously that's. So what can you do to kind of help further that process along? Because you talked about taking them from 3 or 4 different guys.
Well, I mean, the main thing is, like, every center snaps differently. Like, it'll hit a different spot in your hand. And it's really something that a lot of people don't think about, especially nowadays, everyone going in the shotgun formation.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to put up with it as much. But it's really just like I was so comfortable with Landon. And, like, every time I knew exactly where he was going to put the ball. And, I mean, really now I just have to stay before practice, after practice. Every center that's competing for the job works really hard. So, I mean, they don't mind staying after with me 30 minutes, just taking snaps, let me throw the ball, and then repeating the process. But I think that we'll find one. But to be honest with you, I mean, it's definitely a competition at this point. They all do a fairly good job. We just got to see who wins in the end.
That's a job I do not want.
Well, no, because, I mean,
pretty important job.
That exchange is so important.
And
just to
so
have.
quick.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy. Okay, let's just keep going. I want to talk to everybody. So talk to us about your position, what you're seeing already in spring practice, and how things are going.
I play running back, and I'm feeling good. We got a new line for him, but we still got Will. Run by him, get them 4 yards.
Well, it sounds like they're throwing a lot of love your way.
Right.
Yeah, you were kind of. I feel like if you looked at everybody on the roster last year, you kind of surprised people with the numbers that you put up. How can you take what you did last year and build on it, maybe be even better this upcoming season?
Practice on my speed and get stronger.
Okay.
So how do you do that? In the weight room?
In the weight room,
yeah.
and staying after, like getting training, and just practicing.
Yeah.
Working.
Coach likes to hear that.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to be doing clinics? And I'm assuming you guys are going to do the, what is it, the 7 on 7
that's at Eastern.
again up at
Yeah.
EKU. You guys like doing that? It's hotter than Hades up there during that time.
On that field, yeah. And that's what, 7, you can probably get 7 or 8 games in during the day when you do something like that. So, for Corinthians, obviously the offensive line last year was a big reason, or a big part of your success. So when you lose guys like that blocking up front, how can you maybe help some of these younger guys that are stepping into bigger roles this year? How can you help with that?
Coach them and make them be better.
Make them make sure they're in the right spots, right? Yeah. Okay.
And then we just gonna see, bro.
Yeah, senior leadership.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll get that mic over to Will. Were you 67, right?
Yes.
You got the touchdown last year, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you learn that dance move after that touchdown? Because, I mean, we go back and look at it. I mean, it was like, is there a name that's called the Will Snell? Can we call it that, or is that already trademarked by somebody?
I mean, I guess we can. I don't really remember.
It was
what
like
exactly
you kind of just kicked the feet up a little bit. Yeah.
Kind of like a little prom time.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. So we got it's his nickname now. That's his nickname now.
So all those kids were down there in that end zone, and number 67, of course, they all just come.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. The 6-7 thing did take over the world.
Oh yeah, we were all doing the 6-7. Oh, there it is. They're showing your touchdown. Oh, there it is. The kick.
But for you, being a leader and being a guy that's had experience up there, whether it be blocking or even on the defensive line, how can you help in that transition for some of these younger guys? Because I'm sure they've been on the team with you in the past. So going from maybe just being a teammate to now being a senior leader, what's that been like for you?
So most guys on the line know that they can ask me questions anytime they need, and they know it's not going to be like hateful or anything back to them. So most of the time, if they have any questions, they'll come to me first, ask if I know, I'll tell them. If not, then we ask the coaches, and I try and tell them the best we can. If they mess up, we run it again, and we keep going until they get it right.
Did you hear what he said there? He said when they asked him a question that he wasn't hateful to him. I asked you a question before we came on the air, and you were very hateful to me.
This is a misunderstanding.
I may need you to talk to Samantha before you leave today. But
yeah, Will, you got to give me some pointers. The other thing I want to know is, Coach, in the past we have talked about middle schoolers coming in, knowing already some of your plays and prepared. They're just to get on that freshman team, and they already know some of your plays, I guess is what I'm trying to say. How do you feel like, in the past we've talked about that. That's one thing for recruiting.
Systems.
Yes, thank you, that feeder system.
It's doing a really you don't see it right off the bat, when they're an 8th grade or freshman. But like, for example, Donovan Gentry, he's a guy that's went through that process. And he was, he came in, he started one game as a freshman, and then his sophomore year, he started every game last year. And he's one of those guys that he already understood the concept of the offense and what was expected. Defensively, we've got some guys in the secondary that's going to be able to help. Coach Merchant and Coach Story and Coach Hensley, Sonny Hensley, who's actually going to come up and coach freshman ball this year. They've already been running a lot of those things we've done. And because of that, and the 7-on-7 we do in the spring, we've been doing 4 weeks of 7-on-7, so they're learning our pass offense and our defense. They're going 2 days a week. We can see the transition of they understand what coaching looks like. That's the other thing. We want them to be around our coaches because our coaches used to coaching – gargantuans like these guys. Yeah. Well, those little guys, they get kind of intimidated, but after the 3rd week of working with this, they're not mad. That's just how they coach.
Yeah.
And that's a learning curve for them just as much as a learning curve for our guys to go, I've got some I got some younger coaches that go, you got to reteach the small things with them. You got to constantly just keep building over and over and repetition and getting better. And so because of that, the coaches are getting better, the players are getting better. And so by the time we hit the ground running that first game, we're pretty excited. Our freshman this year, first game is against Moeller out of Ohio.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, we're going to. I'm pretty high on this freshman group coming in. Middle school coaches done a great job. Those kids are picking up and taking off with what we're doing, and we're pretty excited about it. So we said bring Moeller in.
That's probably why one of the spring is really important too, because I feel like there are some kids that you can coach hard, and there are some maybe you have to be a little bit maybe more
softer with.
Softer, that's the best word. Yeah. So is that something that you can figure out in the spring, or do you guys just do it your way and they got to kind of just get on board with it?
Well, with the patience.
That's probably the best word.
Yeah.
The patience part. That's what you remember. We're coaching these guys, and our coaches do a pretty good job of that. Now, when they get to become sophomores,
expectations, right?
Yeah. And then the juniors, they figure it out. And then by the time they're seniors, you don't even have. It goes up and have a conversation with them, and it's like having a conversation with him the other day about the offense and just talking to him because they are the coaches on the field now.
All right, I'm thinking you had a really good freshman team last year. So, right? Am I thinking that right? And so your JV? No, he's giving me the no. Oh, okay. Then I'm wrong.
We had a really good JV season.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we beat Frederick Douglass and all those guys.
That's what I'm thinking of. I knew you had a younger, great team last year.
We had a solid group of sophomores last year. They're going to be juniors with Wiley Mathis and Bronson. And,
those guys got a lot of playing time during the weekend.
They did. We look really good in them, PJ. So a lot of those guys are looking good now in the spring to give us some depth. So no, we're excited about all the younger guys coming up, but it's because of these guys, these older guys, they've set the standard. Absolutely. They understand. Hey, we don't do that in practice. That's not how we act in practice. No, you don't whine, you don't cry. Hey, he's not. They have to coach the younger guys going.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's not whether he likes you or not. You just do the job.
Right.
How many kids do you have?
Yeah.
How many kids are out there this year? I mean, I know the spring's probably a time where you see some kind of dwindle down, but
we've had about 40,
about
40, 45. So, and then in the 7-on-7, just in that we've had 30 kids, and that's all those other kids are running track. Because if they play another sport, I don't let them out there and do like Gavin Kinley. He's not been out there.
He's doing baseball, right?
Yeah, and I mean he's an important part of what we're doing. So
that whole family is so athletic.
I saw Marita post that Jeff was going to be a senior at EKU this year, and that makes me feel old.
Yeah, it makes us all feel old because we follow that family.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Turner Buttry. We follow them for so many years, and we've been doing this a lot.
So you said you had a couple of days left in spring practice. So how will you guys wrap up, and then what will take place after those 2 days are over with?
So we're just going to polish up on some stuff on defense tomorrow. Then Thursday will be offense. Kind of some of our passing game. It's not a lot of contact. Just kind of see where we're at on a few things, and then the rest of May, because there are so many things going on. They got their in-school weightlifting, but 3 o'clock, get out of here, go and watch softball games, district tournaments, go be kids. And then June, we'll pick up going 3 days a week, 6 o'clock at night, and then dead period. And July 10th, well, it'd be, I think it's the 12th this year, but July 12th, we'll hit the ground running and get after it. So, July.
Are we excited about this season?
Is the schedule done? Schedule done?
Yeah, schedule done. Same as last year.
Okay. Just for flipping them.
Everything's flipped. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So the home games this year are pretty exciting with Johnson Central, Scott County.
That's some big ones.
Frederick Douglass, St. X.
St. X coming to town.
Station, right? Will Station not be or GRC?
We go to GRC.
Okay, GRC will be the other home game.
So we're going to have some big, exciting home games this year. It's going to be real fun.
And you don't have to drive to Johnson Central.
And we don't have to.
That's a good thing.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Real quick before we let you go, I know it's early on, but is there one game you guys are looking forward to? I mean, is there, or is maybe is there one thing you're looking forward to during your senior year? I know whether it's senior day, it's first playoff game. Like, what is the one thing you're most looking forward to taking that field as a senior?
For me, I feel like I'm just ready to get out there again. I mean, I miss football the second it ends, and for right now, like, I'm really just like, I can't wait to go play Connor in the first game. Like, obviously we have rivalries such as Southern, but for me, I feel like the bigger games on our schedule are the people like Scott County and St. X, because we're trying to solidify ourselves as a dominating school and a dominating football team. In order to do that, you got to beat the top teams. Yeah. So every time we can have a top program like St. X come home, like, we got a great atmosphere. Like, I'm ready to play ball.
Okay. Grant you.
I'm ready for the first game, but I'm really ready for St. X, though, get that revenge.
That's right. On your home field.
Yeah. On your home turf.
I think I'm most excited for Scott County again and Johnson Central. I want to get back on Johnson Central.
Okay, good deal. Well, Coach, congratulations on another great season last year. I know we've talked plenty of times since then, but
I can't believe
looking forward to watching you guys get back out there.
It's fun by.
It is. Is practice open? Is that something we can come out and watch?
Absolutely.
Okay, good deal.
Yep.
All right, we'll let you guys get back at it. Appreciate you all stopping by. When
Thanks,
we come
guys.
back, talk to Tim Kirk today about his team. Remember, they had a little alumni game. That was a big deal on Friday, so we'll talk to him about that. That's coming your way next on the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show.
You know what they say. Every great season starts with a strong lineup. Need agility? The Trailblazer cuts through traffic like a wide receiver in the red zone. Power? The Silverado handles work and tailgates like a linebacker on a mission. And if you're ready to go electric, the Equinox EV has the range to go all the way. No matter your game plan, Jack Burford Chevrolet has the vehicle that suits your drive. Stop in, suit up, and let's kick off your next adventure.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Code Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now still in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Patrick O'Neill has been serving Central and Eastern Kentucky since 1995. When someone is accused of something they didn't do, or when a good person makes a mistake, they need the best representation they can find. And that's Patrick O'Neill. Whether it's criminal defense, Social Security, disability, personal injury, workers' compensation, or deeds and wills. When you need legal advice, trust the expertise of Patrick O'Neill. He will get you the money you deserve. His office is located in Jackson, but Patrick practices all over Central and Eastern Kentucky. For more information or for a free consultation, call 606-666-2990.
Coach, another big year for Madison Southern football coming up, and your first year as the head coach moving into the full off season. That's a big deal. So when you look at all that, talk about what it's been like for you now getting to go through a full off season as the head coach of Madison Southern.
Well, I mean, we never wanted to make excuses last year, and we didn't, I don't think. But we always said, hey, let's get a full winter workout behind us when it's our program and our methodologies and doing our own individual workouts. And we finally got that. And so no excuses moving forward. We've got everything that we've wanted. We did have our first spring ball underneath this current staff right now, and I'm very excited for what we had going on right there. We did lean a little bit more on the offensive side. Of course, defense hasn't changed a whole lot in the last couple of years, so we've got guys been around the system for the last couple of years. So we during spring we wanted to line up. We really wanted to focus on just our individual skills. When we put the entire defense out there, we just wanted to get one read and play extremely fast, and I think we did that. Offensively, we had decided during the winter workouts that we needed to go a little more gap scheme up front with our offensive line. So that's what we implemented. If I was to put a percentage on what we did offensively versus defensively versus spring ball, probably be 70-30. So we've really focused in on the offensive side and tried to get our base system in going into the summer months here.
Stepping in as the head coach last year when you did, you really didn't get, you talked about it, get to implement all the things that you wanted to. What was the one thing that you really wanted to hit hard going into winter ball and into the spring?
Just the accountability in the weight room. We needed some leaders in the weight room that if players were not showing up, it's one thing for a coach to get on you. But when players start calling players out for missing and holding each other accountable, and when you got a player that comes up to you in the middle of the workout that says, hey, coach, we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we need some type of consequence, that's what we're striving to get. And we are starting to see that leadership ability come to front right now. Now we just need a couple more guys to back up them leaders, and we can get things really rolling around here.
For you being the defensive mind that you are, what is there anything maybe that you've changed as far as maybe taking a step back as the head coach and letting your defensive guys take that, or have you still kind of been very hands-on with the defense?
I am very hands-on with the defense. What I have stepped away from actually coaching a position. So every position group on defense has their own individual position coach. Now, when we start scheming or we're in inside run or 7-on-7, I am very present in them scenarios. But if I do need to step away and do some head coaching duties, I have all the faith in my defensive coaches to do what they need to do. So I am still very active in the defense there. This fall, I will still call the defense on Friday night. But I'm the position coaches on defense. They coach, and they're giving their positions all the coaching that they need.
For the team you had last year, there was a lot of really good young talent, and a lot of guys that got some playing time for you last year. When you look at the roster you have coming back, what excites you most, and is there a couple of guys that you've really seen working hard this offseason to get ready maybe for bigger roles this upcoming year?
Well, I sat here and I will be full and honest, I'll tell anybody this: if our offensive line doesn't go, we don't go. So the guys on our offensive line, Landon Eastep, Drew Fields, Ian Tibbs, Aaron Reed, Taven Thacker, Trey Arvin, Zach Beach, they had a real good spring. They really honed into their offensive line position or positions, learning more than one, and they had a great spring. They showed up to work every single day. In the past couple years, they've been more of a zone scheme, inside zone, outside zone. With the backs we have in the backfield right now, I think we need be a little more downhill. So we spent a little more time underneath center this spring, and really worked on them gap schemes up front. Skill-wise, you kind of alluded there. We did have some good young players last year, and I'm excited about the 4 guys that we could have in the backfield at any moment. Samaj, the Shields, he's had a great spring. And, of course, he's always been a good football player, but where he's starting to hit that senior year, so things that he's starting to see things more clearly now, just the maturity in his football skills and his leadership skills, it's been good to see. Then, of course, you have his brother Sarn, who could also be in the backfield. We have a young man named Colton Smith. He was a freshman last year. Did a lot of good things on the freshman and JV schedules for us last year. He could see some time at running back, as well as Braylon Pennington. A couple of guys that may go underneath the radar, even into like the fall here, is Corbin Henry. Corbin Henry seen an opening at the inside linebacker position, and he's trying everything that he can do right now to hold that down. Now, whether he can do it or not, we'll see when June, July, and August rolls around here, whether he can do that or not. And then Clay Jones. We do have a couple of quarterbacks. One of them's down with an ACL injury right now, trying to rehab it. And the other one is rehabbing a labrum surgery. So Clay was like pretty much our only quarterback that we had day-to-day during the spring. So he got every rep. I don't know how much time he had ever spent underneath the center there. But by the end of spring ball, he was very comfortable underneath center. And he did a great job for us this spring here.
You know, you just wrapped up spring practice. You had the spring game, the spring alumni game, which was also a lot of fun, too. And for you, someone that's been around Madison County football for a long time, you've been around Madison Southern for a long time. What was it like to be able to get to see some familiar faces and see some of the guys maybe you've coached before or even coached against out there on the field again?
No, it's great. I mean, I don't know. I think this is maybe the 4th year we've had this alumni game. And I'll be real honest, hey, they take it serious out there. They are out there to compete, and they're out there to make each other work. And, they want to have a good time, but, hey, they're out there to win. I mean, it's good to look out there and see Carter Smith out there, who's been graduated for 7 or 8 years now, and he's still out there making plays, and his brother Walt out there making plays. They were on the same team, I think, for the first time this year. And then you've got guys like Braden Kelly and Braden Hall who have just graduated, or Braden Hall hasn't graduated yet, but once they have finished their tenure with the football team, we allow them to be part of that alumni program. So it's good to kind of see the old classes competing against the younger guys that are just getting out there. So, and then, of course, it's all about the brotherhood around here. A lot of times this might be the only time you get to see your buddies throughout the year. So just getting out there and watching them have a good time with each other makes it all worth it.
Before we let you go, when you look at all the things wrapping up with spring going into the summer, what's the one thing that you think you'll need the most work on going into next season? Between now and then, what's the one thing, like, okay, we've got, maybe it's a position, maybe it's, defense, offense, whatever the case might be, what's the one piece of the team that you think will need to be improved upon the most between now and the start of the season?
I think it can be summed up with one word, and that's just consistency. Just showing up day in, day out, doing the work, doing what's best for the entire team, not backtracking of whatever we did during the spring. When we start doing the individual workouts again here in the next week or so, not making us have to reteach everything. So just consistency and growth moving forward is what we need.
Well, Coach, always a pleasure talking to you. I know, the summertime is big for fundraising, things like that. Do y'all have anything coming up that you'd want to put out there for the folks listening or watching?
No, we ain't got anything coming up real soon for the community. I mean, we do have a lift-a-thon coming up here in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So be on the lookout. Everything is pretty much social media now, so be on the lookout for sponsorship forms coming from our players there. And if anybody would like to sponsor one of our players for the lift-a-thon, it would greatly be appreciated.